Look, stop debating, stop wondering. The most common question I get about certifications. Today, you get the unfiltered, definitive answer. Hey, my name is Devon Morris, your effectiveness coach. Around here, we cut through the noise and focus on one thing, turning potential into performance in the real world. But before we get to it, make sure you like, subscribe, and click the notification button, right? All right, let's go ahead and get straight to it. You probably asked yourself this a dozen times. Do I really need a Scrum certification to get hired? You go online and the advice is a disaster or at minimum mixed, right? Some people say certifications are everything. You can't get a job without one. Others say certs are worthless scam. Just experience matters. Here's the unfiltered truth. Both are wrong. A certification is a tool. And like any tool, it is useless if you don't know how to use it, right? Today, I'm going to tell you exactly what certifications matter, where they don't, and how to use them to actually land your first or next Scrum role. Let's start by destroying the myths that are wasting your time and money. This is the lie sold by certification mills that want your hard earned money. A certification is not a job offer, people. It is a piece of paper, a badge on LinkedIn that says you passed the test or took the course. That's all it really is. Hundreds of thousands of people got that certification, but far fewer are actually employed doing that type of role. See, this is outdated advice, usually from people who got their roles a decade ago when Agile was still the wild, wild west, right? The game has changed. Today, not having a cert can make you invisible, people. The reality is this. A certification is a key, but it is not the house. Its only job is to get you through the actual first door. What seals the deal is proof you can deliver outcomes. So if it's the key, which doors does it actually open? Really, three of them. First, the robot door. You know, HR systems, ATS, and that those automated filters that are programmed to scan for keywords like CSM, PSM, safe. If you don't have one, your perfectly crafted resume may never be seen by a human. It's really that simple. It's just the truth. Second, the credibility door, right? See, a hiring manager doesn't have time to teach you the difference between a sprint and a spike. They don't have time for that, right? A certification is a baseline that signals that you speak the language and understand the fundamentals. And third, right? The promotion door, right? In many large companies and consulting firms, specific certifications are non negotiable requirements for senior roles or client facing projects. But notice the pattern here. None of these are a guaranteed offer, they just get you in the room. Okay. Now, for the most important part, where does that key actually become completely useless? First, the interview. The certification got you in the meeting, but that's in the room. They will test your ability to think, to adapt, to coach, to solve real world problems. They will ask you situational questions that aren't in any textbook whatsoever. Your acronyms will not save you, right? Second, on the job. Once you're hired, don't nobody care that you passed the exam. Others have already. They care about results at this point. See, your value is measured in the outcomes you help your team produce, not the letters by the side or behind your name or what you posted on LinkedIn. And third, the dang on executives. See, your leadership team does not care what course you actually took. They care if you can help them save time and make money, man. You must speak the language of business impact, not Scrum jargon. See, a certification opens the door. See, your mindset, your communication, your impact actually keeps you in the room. So, How do we make certifications work for you, not against you? You follow this three-step playbook. It's really simple. First, pick one solid foundational credential to pass the filters. For most people starting out, that's going to be the CSM, maybe the PSM, right? Don't go collect five of them. Get the one that is key, right? Two, pair it with proof of skill. On your resume and in your interviews, immediately connect your certification to a story, an outcome, or a measurable impact. Show them you didn't just pass the test, that you actually applied the knowledge. Three, stack it with real preparation, right? Don't just cram and hope you pass the test. Master material so you can speak with confidence, right? This means you're using real exam simulators and understanding the why behind the answers. See, that's the difference between being a certified candidate and being a certified hire. Now, here's the deal. If you're serious about this, right, not just collecting certifications, but actually using them to land roles, this is where I can help you accelerate the process. I've created the Scrum Exam Accelerator, a complete on-demand training with time practice exams, over 800 real-world questions, and the core strategies that you will need to pass the test with confidence, right? But let's be honest, passing a test is just one step. Landing the job is the real goal. And that's why I've created that special bundle. When you pair the Scrum Exam Accelerator with my flagship Dominate Your Scrum Career land that first or next Scrum role, you get the complete system. You don't just learn how to pass the exam, you learn how to build the resume, ace the interview, and land a job. But for those that don't have the foundational course, that CSM, even that CSPO, join me in one of my courses and I will give it to you for free. Alumni, just reach out to me, and I will hook you up in terms of those courses. Now, because what's the point of actually having any of these certifications if it doesn't get you hired? That's really, really important. So click the first link in the description below to grab the bundle, to jump in that CSM and get the complete playbook for your actual career. Stop treating certifications like a magic bullet. They're not, they weren't for me, they will not be for you in this day and age. Use them as a strategic tool that they actually are, and focus on what really matters, delivering undeniable value. But don't forget, hit that subscribe button because we are only just getting started, y'all. Now go out and dominate.